Over the last year, Dungeon Quest has turned from a once beloved game to nothing more than pay-to-win slop, with the state of the game looking worse than ever before. In this video, we're going to be talking about where things went wrong and what can be done to fix this game. Now, there are a lot of issues that I'm going to be covering in this video, but I want to begin with pay to win, which is arguably the biggest issue with this game. Now, since Voldex took over, which was about October of 2023, we have received numerous pay to win updates, which of course includes boosts, which have like luck boost, health boost, speed boost. We got new game passes like Gurk's auto sell service and quick swap abilities. We got the platinum currency, DQ plus, daily reward purchases, boss raid refreshes, and finally Greg's bounties. Yeah, that is a lot. Now, I want to begin by talking about Dungeon Quest Plus, which is a $5 a month subscription which allows you to get an auto sell service and quick swap abilities, along with VIP and a bunch of other small things. This was arguably Dungeon Quest's most hated update that they've ever done, just because of how much of like a spit in the face this was to the players of the game. And if you even look at the comments of this game, like people are saying, shut up, cash grab game, we won't make the game pay to win, and this one saying monetizing quality of life features is crazy. And this is really what I think is the biggest problem with this update. Things like auto sell and quick swap abilities are things that players have wanted for such a long time, and to put them behind a paywall really does feel like a punch in the face. I mean, it would be no different than having players pay to be able to play like a new dungeon. Like, you have to pay 500 Robux to play the Abyssal Void. Now, I did a recent poll asking players if pay to win has ruined Dungeon Quest for them, and 86% of people said that it has. Now, before receiving these pay to win updates, the way that you would get gear is through playing dungeons. And yeah, unfortunately, that's not how it really works anymore. Because instead of actually grinding through dungeons and putting in the work to get good gear, I can now just go and spend my money to actually just get loot. So quite literally, you can just buy loot in this game now. And of course, what you can also do is just sit AFK and pretty much get like the best gear in the game. And if you thought that was bad, you can basically just buy anything in this entire game for money. Like this entire set that I have right here, a pay to win player could get in 5 minutes through simply just going into the Dungeon Quest Discord server and gifting people platinum for good gear. This is not a game which rewards skill and hard work. This is a game that rewards how much money you spend. And truly, this is what I think players are getting absolutely tired of. And I think the developers know that players are really tired of these pay to win changes, because now they're just not even responding to any of the criticism they're getting. They haven't done any recent feedback threads, which show that they do not want to see what people have to say about their like new pay to win changes. And yeah, it really seems that the developers are just like pretending the criticism doesn't exist because they prioritize adding pay to win features over player experience. Now, the second really huge issue that I want to talk about is the engagement farming that this game is doing. Now, the definition of engagement farming is that it's a manipulative strategy designed to artificially boost engagement metrics like likes, shares, and comments on social media platforms. And I'm sure you can guess where this is seen, but for example, this like reward right here, where if you like the game, you will get like a little boost here, and they pretty much just reward the game for getting more and more likes. Because guess what? The more likes that this game gets, the more that Roblox is going to promote it in their algorithm, and the more money that Dungeon Quest will make. And of course, there's a 1-hour XP boost reward for favoriting the game, which is done again for the same reason as like farming. But of course, probably the biggest thing that they're doing to kind of engagement farm is AFK mode. Now, the reason why Dungeon Quest has this AFK mode and why it's like advantageous for them is because the more time players spend AFKing in their game equates to more active players, and of course, Roblox furthermore pushing out their game in their algorithm. And that's also why they incentivize buying premium, because when you buy premium, for every like minute that you spend inside of a Roblox game, the developers will actually make money. So they make money purely just by you playing the game. And this is of course the reason why daily rewards were changed to now be like playtime rewards, because of course they want people playing their game for as long as possible. So in order to do that, they're gonna reward people just sitting idly on their computer. Now I don't think I need to say why this is a huge issue, because it basically ruins the point of the game. I mean, it isn't a video game if you're just sitting there AFK inside of the lobby, literally doing nothing, waiting for a reward. That is quite literally not a game. And it ruins the whole point of actually progressing through dungeons and putting in the work to get higher and higher level. And I know that other games on the platform do this. Dungeon Quest definitely did not invent this idea, but the games that you generally see do this are pay-to-win slop simulators. They aren't good games, they're just games that require you to just simply sit on your computer and give the developers engagement. And truly it is unfortunate, because the whole purpose of this game has now been outweighed by pay-to-win and idling the game, or like just spending money. Yeah, it is very unfortunate. Now the last kind of big issue that I want to talk about is just kind of the general lack of care for this game. It truly feels like the developers have stopped caring as much for this game, and a really good example of this is like this icon image right here, which is very clearly AI generated, which means that the developers spent like maybe 3 minutes typing this into an AI generator to generate this image, instead of actually putting in the work that this game deserves. And I mean, if you even look at the image, this doesn't look anything like Dungeon Quest. Like, when do you ever see this character in the game? And the sad thing is that people make thousands of fan art images, which I'm sure they would love to be used for the icon. Well, at least like the good ones. But instead they choose to AI generate images, which just truly is kind of unfortunate. And of course, another example of this is how they sometimes reuse cosmetics for different events. So basically, when you do an event, you get like the same cosmetic you got from like a previous event. And I actually have one example right here, which is like the bunny knight, and it'll say legacy next to it when it's the older version. And of course, the other thing just being like these UI changes, which I don't personally hate too much, but I don't think that they're necessarily faithful to the game. Like, this coloration and this design looks like it would be more designed for like a casino game over like a dungeon RPG. But truly, it is very disappointing where this game has gone. And I think that Dungeon Quest needs to revert a lot of the changes that were made, because I truly don't think that the Dungeon Quest developers are bad devs. I mean, they've made a lot of really good updates. Like, Abyssal Void was super good, Yokai Peak was good, Boss Raids was good outside of the pay to win. Like, this development team is capable of making great updates, but it seems like they prioritize money over player experience, which, yeah, is never good for a game, and it's undeniable at this point. And honestly, in like the last couple of months, my favorite update that we got is like this lighting change that made it blue again. Outside of that, like the pay to win and stuff, it's just been very bad. And if things get worse, I don't know what's gonna happen with this game, but pay to win has already gone way too far. But ladies and gentlemen, I have another video on the screen for you guys, so definitely go check it out, because I think you'll probably like it. But for now, I'll see you guys later.